Well, hey everybody out there, welcome back to the channel. It's Chris here from JMNC Games, and today we are taking a look at a spooky board game as it is close to Halloween, and it's called Ghost Castle. Now, my version is the Czech version, as that's where I live in the world, but I assure you it is exactly the same game. Now, if you haven't already done so, please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. I greatly do appreciate that, and it sure does help us grow. And if you feel so inclined, if the video helps you in any way, you can always head on over to Buy Me a Coffee, and you can do just that. Now let's dive in and take a look inside the box. There is a lot of parts to this game, and it's probably harder to set up than to actually play. So we'll show you how to build the castle and then get into the game. First, you'll need to open the box and remove all of the parts, as the box forms the base of the game board. Take note, in the middle of the board you will see 4 colored dots, and it will help you give perspective when building the castle. If it's your first time playing, then you'll need to put the player pieces into their stands and attach the painting to this basket-looking piece. Connect this tube to this, and then locate the bookshelf. Poke out the holes on the side, and now take the plastic piece and slide the hooks into the holes on the bookshelf, making sure that the tube is coming out of the mouse hole at the bottom. Find this piece with the feet and attach this cross piece to the bottom. This small plastic piece gets inserted here. Now we're ready to build. First, you'll need to find the shorter wall piece. It will go across the narrow part of the box. Be sure to line up the colored dots at the bottom to ensure that you have the correct side facing where it should. You should slide the ends into this pre-cut section of the box. Now take the longer wall, noting the colored dots at the bottom, and slide it through the middle of the shorter wall. Attach to the side of the box. You will see that there are small notches in the box to show where it should line up. Now you'll need the plastic stairs. You'll see the lines on the wall where it should go. Place the hooks of the plastic stairs into the wall and then slide it down to hold it in place. Now you'll need the cardboard piece that looks like stairs. You'll need to fold it over so that these parts form a square shape. Then place that part to slide into the 2 walls, making sure that the part that looks like the stairs is in front of the actual plastic stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, there is a small slot where the cardboard can slide and hold into place. Now take the bookshelf that you put together earlier and find the section of the wall that has the same image. You will see these 2 holes. Take the hooks on the plastic and slide them into these 2 holes. Now the painting with the basket goes in like this. Take the plastic piece that looks like a balcony and slide the hooks into the holes here. Take the axe and place it here, and the large piece with the footprints goes here. There's also a small hole in the side of the box where it can attach to. Take this piece and slide it into the tower at the top of the castle, followed by this frame and then the roof piece. It all snaps together into place. This is the starting placement piece and connects to the tower like this. Finally, take the marble and place it into the bottom of the ghost, and the ghost goes on top of the tower. That completes the construction. Now it's on to the setup of the game. Each player should choose a color. In a 2, 3, or 4-player game, players collect their matching color pieces, so 2 per player. In a 5 or 6-player game, everyone gets 1 piece, and you'll just have to remember what your piece looks like. Place all of the pieces at the start on the upper level behind the white line. The oldest player goes first, and then clockwise around the table. On a player's turn, they roll their die. If you roll a number, then the player takes one of their characters and moves them along the path indicated by the footprints. In a 2, 3, or 4-player game, the player can only move one character until it is safely down the stairs. Once that character is down the stairs, then you can choose which character you wish to move on a turn, but you can only choose one. When moving your character, if you land where another character is already at, you'll need to move your character one additional space until it comes to a spot where there are no other characters. If your character lands on a yellow, blue, or green spot, you are safe from danger, your turn is over, and the next player begins. If you land on a red space, this is the danger zone. You must push the button on top of the ghost to see where the marble goes. We'll cover more on what that means in just a moment. If on your turn you roll a ghost symbol, check to see if any players are currently on a red spot. If there is, you then push the button on top of the ghost to drop the marble, and then your turn is over. If you roll a ghost and no one is on a red space, then you may re-roll the die to see if you get a number. If so, move accordingly. However, if you roll the ghost again, you're unlucky. Your turn is over. Now, when you push the button on top of the ghost and it drops the marble, it can travel to one of 4 places. Down the stairs, out of the mouse hole in the bookshelf, into the painting, or dropping the axe. If your piece is on the red space in that section where the marble drops, then your player has been scared by the ghost, and you must move your piece back to the closest blue space. Blue spaces are allowed to have multiple players placed there. After players have moved their pieces, reset all affected traps, place the marble back into the ghost, and continue with the game. Like any good spooky castle, there is a hidden shortcut, which is in the library where these stars are. If your piece is here, when the marble is activated, the painting trap, this will open a hidden passage, and your piece can automatically move into the other room onto this special green space with a star. If another player is already on this space, or if 2 players are going through the secret passage, multiple players are allowed to stand on this space. To win the game, you must get your character in a 5 or 6-player game, or both of your characters in a 2, 3, or 4-player game to this spot. In order to land here, you must roll exactly the amount of spaces needed to land here. If you do not, then your character cannot move here. If you're a really glutton for punishment, you can add an additional rule that the yellow spaces cannot be landed on. You can go through them, but you cannot land there. If your character were to land on a yellow space, well, they cannot move. You would have to choose another character, and if your other character cannot move, well, then your turn is over. And so that's Ghost Castle. Thanks for joining us today. We sure hope you enjoyed our short explanation on Ghost Castle. And if you got any questions, you can always drop them off down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer those as quickly as I can. And while you're there, be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We greatly do appreciate that. Well, now we know the basics, so let's play.